Morning paper round, don't you? I mean, they do make everything look a lot more exciting to read, don't they? Like, what is it with Sunday papers compared to day-to-day papers? We're going through the back pages here on Football Talks. Welcome along, everybody, to the show. We are live. Please do get your comments in. Get involved in the show if you're live. If you're catching up later, please do drop your comments in below as well. But yes, talking straight out the back here, I want to bring in Trent Alexander-Arnold for Liverpool and get into that conversation. Do want to talk about a bit of a tug of war and the player that Arsenal were supposedly getting their hands on for definite now not looking as secured. Obviously, we've seen all of the news and the stories regarding Manchester United this morning. That is absolutely dominating Manchester United's papers. As City also closing on Wirtz, that story is gathering more and more momentum as well. There is a story going around about possibly more problems for Tonali as well from Newcastle. And more gambling issues and bans possibly in the offing. There isn't too much to back it up, but again, stories like that floating around are never good and kind of concerning again how players won't actually learn their lessons. We'll see if anything develops from that. Where are these so-called verdicts from the 115 charges for Manchester City? That's another one as well, and people seem to have forgotten about it. The papers are always there talking about it, but why have we not heard anything yet? You've got that to get through and all of your input into it as well. If there is a story in the papers that you like the look of or you want to talk about as well, I'm opening it up to the chat this morning, so please do drop it into the live section as well, and we will get into it. Is there anything outstanding in the papers this morning that you like the look of that you want to get a conversation going on? Get it into the live chat, people, and let me know what you're thinking. Let's start with Trent. And this is more of it's not so much an opinion piece, but a reality piece. And the papers are running with it. The Daily Mirror this morning has brought this story up. Obviously, this week, Liverpool finalised the deal for Mo Salah, which is a massive deal. By the way, Mo Salah, just gauging right now, 400 grand a week wages at 32. Where are you at? Is that right? Mo Salah's contract and what he's getting. Over £20 million a year, supposedly. Oh. When you're scoring 32 goals this season and 27 in the Premier League, though, it kind of shows you that, you know what, age isn't everything. Mo Salah is still doing it. Give me your opinions on that. Give me your opinions on that, please, everybody. But Trent, now, this is the one. Trent not going to Real Madrid. Is this a real thing? When you look at it, and what the angle of the Mirror is today, it's like Trent could be put off by the unrest at Real Madrid right now. There is a load of reports going around as to what is actually going wrong at Real Madrid right now. 4 points adrift from Barcelona in La Liga. 3-0 down to Arsenal in the Champions League quarter-final game. Not looking good. Like, if they go out of the Champions League, which is... you've got to put Arsenal as favourites in that game, don't you? You really do. If they go out of the Champions League, Ancelotti's gone. Like, brilliant man, fantastic manager, the best out there, really, when you look at what he has won. Trophy-wise, there's no one to compete with him. Gone from Real Madrid. So, when you're looking at Trent, like, who is going to come in and manage Real Madrid? Now, I look at this and I go, for instance, Zinedine Zidane walks right back into Real Madrid. If I'm Trent Alexander-Arnold, I'm going, ooh, I like a bit of that. That could be something to get into. Obviously, you've got all the world-class players there. His best mate there, supposedly, in Jude Bellingham is there, and all of that lore from that side of things on the personal side. But this is a team that is in a bit of a 2-8, you could say, a bit of a state at the moment, Real Madrid. And the uncertainty as to what's going on. Have they reverted back to the Galactico years and just bringing in players? Like, who is the main man? Is it about Rodrigo? Is it about Bellingham? Is it about Mbappe? Is it about Vinicius Jr.? Do you know what I mean? It's like, who is the story? It's like one of them is trying to create their own story right now. And that, I think, is... a bit of an issue, and why you've got someone like Barcelona under Hansi Flick who have just come through, and obviously they've got a team playing together, and there is a real togetherness more, it would seem, in Barcelona's squad. I mean, they smashed Dortmund the other night. I think, looking at the Champions League right now, you're looking at Barcelona, PSG as your favourites. You've really got to look at that. I think Real Madrid are going. I don't think Real Madrid will win the Champions League this season. I really don't. And that's not just off the back of the 3-0 win, but all of this going on, and the Trent Alexander-Arnold situation and what he's thinking right now. Is it the right move for him? Is it the right time to go into Real Madrid? You know what? They've had that long run now. They've had that great stint, winning all of the Champions League trophies in a row, doing everything that they've done. Honestly, I feel like, I think that's another period of Real Madrid dominance. I mean, Mbappe isn't, he's done all right. He's got 30-odd goals this season. It doesn't look too bad on paper, but you'd expect that in a Real Madrid side, wouldn't you? He's not doing too well. Jude Bellingham's had a fall-off this season as well. It's like after the Lord Mayor's show, is it the right time to be going in? And Trent's got to be thinking about this. He would have just seen Mo Salah sign his contract. Virgil van Dijk as well, signing his contract. The big players at Liverpool, off the back of winning the Premier League, his homegrown club. If someone like Mo Salah is willing to stay at Liverpool, and don't get me wrong, like Trent will get a massive pay rise if he wants to stay at Real Madrid. I think it was, we reported it before, Liverpool's offer on the table. We kind of went down the road of it's just because they know that Real Madrid are coming in for him, that they've offered this £17 million a year contract to Trent Alexander-Arnold. And if you were in Trent's position, and the chat just tell me, like, would you be going off to Real Madrid? I mean, it is an attractive proposition, isn't it? It's like Real Madrid for any player. And obviously, if we're told day after day after day that is the ultimate, that's the pinnacle of football, going playing for Real Madrid. But is it for an English player? And I don't just mean that because we're arrogantly saying that the Premier League is the best league in the world. I don't get it. Honestly, I see Real Madrid as a top elite football club, and the way that club is run is all geared towards winning the best trophies, the biggest trophies on the planet. But at the stage of your career where you're at right now, if you're Trent Alexander-Arnold, is it a step that you're willing to take now, knowing that you've got guarantees? You're still going to win trophies with Liverpool. You should have won at least 2 this season. So really, have you got a better chance of winning the Champions League with Liverpool or with Real Madrid? That's the question you've got to ask. And you know that you are going to be earning a fortune even at Liverpool. So that's what I think we've got to look at in the Trent situation. Let's get into the comment section on this. I did just ask a question on the wages that Mo Salah is going to be on now. So that deal coming in. 400k a week is outrageous, says Babs. Block says he's worth every single penny. Ain't Haaland not on 400 a week? Yes, he's on 400k a week as well. So I mean, you look at that and say, is he on a par with Haaland this season? Yeah, he's done better. Hello to you as well, Kelly. Hello to everybody who's coming in. Manny's in the house as well. Hello, mates, from the land down under. Hello, Manny. I hope you're doing good, mate. Starting to think City won't even get a slap on the wrist now. Starting to get that way, isn't it? Eliza says, Ancelotti, he will be sacked. Looks like he will be sacked. Liverpool, without Salah, lose their major source of goals. They had to keep him, so do what necessary, says Stephanie. Kind of agree there, Stephanie, on that one. I do believe that they were forced into a corner. There was no one out there that was going to give them the goal output that Mo Salah has, that was available, I don't think. I mean, you can sell Mo Salah, you can let Mo Salah go for nothing, and then have no money to bring in a like-for-like replacement. It was impossible for Liverpool to let Salah go, I thought, in the end. But I think Mo Salah's played an absolute blinder in this. He's just kept his cards close to his chest, pushed the right buttons internally with the football club, not coming out too much within the media and doing what's necessary. I don't think Trent has done that either, when you look at it. I don't think any of these Liverpool players have really kicked up a stink behind the scenes. I think they've just done the necessary. They've weighed it out. And look, the fact that we've got to this stage now, like Trent's not signed a deal, no, but Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah have, and now we're looking at Trent. He's not got anything finalised with Real Madrid yet, but Liverpool are about to lift the Premier League title, and they've still got all 3 players right now, 2 of them confirmed. This could still turn out to be a very good end of the season, and I could see Trent actually signing for Liverpool still. And the uncertainty at Real Madrid is a big part of it, I think, as well. Andrew replying to Barbara says, those wages are ridiculous, but if we were still in the Champions League, Rashford would be on 350 grand a week. Salah is worth more than 50 grand more than Rashford. Andrew, 100%. He is 3 times, 4 maybe, times the player that Marcus Rashford is. And that's coming from a United fan talking about a Liverpool player. I think Mo Salah in the situation we're in right now, Liverpool would rather spend 20 million a year for the next few seasons than have to go out and buy somebody worth what? More than 100 million to replace Mo Salah. So you've got Mo Salah right now. You then now look to put a replacement in as a striker. And there was a story going around the other day that Liverpool actually are going to test the resolve of Newcastle and go for Alexander Isak. I'm sorry, you might as well write the season off now. If that's the case, if Isak goes to Liverpool, then oh my God, all bets are off. That would be the most outstanding forward line in the Premier League. Can you imagine? I mean, Diaz is questionable as well. Diaz could be one player that's leaving Liverpool this summer. Obviously, Núñez is probably going to end up going with the spat with Arne Slot and whatnot. But can you imagine Alexander Isak in that centre forward position with Mo Salah on his right hand side, probably Diaz on his left hand side? Whoa! Isak and Salah's goals combined in one season, 50 plus Premier League goals. Jeez. That, I think, would be unstoppable. Unstoppable. By the way, that's more than what Man United have scored all season, by the way. What Isak and Salah have done in the Premier League this season. It's embarrassing, isn't it? It really is embarrassing. Real Madrid problem is they are having too many star players who want to win the Ballon d'Or and being selfish to their teammates. I think a lot of people would agree with that one. Individuals are creeping back. That's why I brought up the Galactico tag. Super chat in from Block. Thank you, Block. Adam, can you please do a quick shout out to a small club that I sometimes go to see? Port Vale, 3 points clear at the top of League 2 with 4 games left. Promotion on the cards. Could you be up? You would have played Salford then, wouldn't you, this season? But yes, big shout out to them for Block, who he sometimes goes and watch. Thank you for that super chat, mates. Only too happy to give you a shout out. PSG look ominous, peaking at the right time. I've got PSG down as my favourites to win the Champions League. I said it the other night after that performance against Aston Villa. Ouch. They are very, very scary right now. Very, very scary. But in terms of the strikers, here's one for the chat as well. All of the papers are coming up with the same stuff and the same story all the time. In terms of what Liverpool would bring in this summer, I think Liverpool need more forwards. You've got Salah, you've got Diaz, you've got Jota, you've got Gakpo, you've got Núñez. Liverpool need more forwards? Oh, I'd take one of Liverpool's forwards right now and put him into a Man United side, and that would make us a 20 times stronger side. That is why Liverpool are competing at the top, because they have strength in depth. That's why United are 13th in the league, because we don't have strength in depth at all. There is no plan B. There is always another player to bring on for Liverpool. And there is talk that there could be a big exodus from Liverpool this summer in the papers again, which is the likes of Jota, which is Diaz, which is Núñez. Obviously, Harvey Elliott as well could be one player. So that's the situation with Trent Alexander-Arnold. It could be a busy old summer for Liverpool as well. But I think with what they've done in signing up Van Dijk and Mo Salah, I think they've pretty much secured a base there so they can concentrate properly on what they need to bring in this summer. And I think they're in a miles better position than a lot of the reports are making out right now, Liverpool. So, yeah, in terms of them paper talks, Liverpool, I think top of them talks, I think they are probably best set for this summer. I think, more than anybody. There, in fact, is rumours that they are in the race to sign Zubimendi now as well, which is the next story I want to talk about. Because Arsenal were reportedly in and done signing, agreement in place with Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. And honestly, I looked at it and I thought, how have Arsenal managed to sign a player in January that isn't going to come over and actually sign for them without something else happening in the meantime? I understand that, yes, they feel like they've got this done, and it still does look favourable for Arsenal to actually sign Zubimendi, but when you look at it, anybody else could come in and test the resolve of Real Sociedad and Martin Zubimendi, and maybe Liverpool. And these stories in the papers this morning are actually saying something similar to that. Liverpool could come in and take Zubimendi off of Arsenal, even though that they look like they've got an agreement in place for him right now. That is another story doing the rounds in the papers. And I think, again, the merry-go-round and the transfer bonanza this summer in the Premier League, it is a full-on fight, a full-on scrap What you've got to look at in this, I think, more than anything, is how every single Premier League club positions itself with the players that are out there and available this summer. And Liverpool getting business done early. And I talked about this just recently on Forever United TV. If you're coming across from that show, you would have heard me talking about Premier League teams actually going into transfer negotiations very, very early because of the early transfer window and why all of these talks are going on right now. And we talked about Marcus Rashford at Aston Villa, but Unai Emery, this is another report coming out as well. This is from Mark Jones, a journalist who covers the Midlands teams, talking about Unai Emery discussing Marcus Rashford and Marcus Rashford's future at Aston Villa amid Manchester United uncertainty. Marcus Rashford scored his first goals for Aston Villa to guide his lone club past Preston North End into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And that was in the FA Cup last week. But he also goes on to say, Unai Emery insists he simply doesn't have time to think about whether or not Aston Villa will turn Marcus Rashford's loan from Manchester United into a permanent deal, as Villa go for glory on two fronts. That being Villa obviously winning against Southampton, making their position a lot more secure in that fight for Champions League. Obviously fighting alongside Aston Villa, Chelsea, Manchester City. Aston Villa fighting alongside Newcastle, City, Chelsea. And obviously into the semi-final, which I would put them favourites for against Crystal Palace. Personally, even though Palace are doing well, I would see Aston Villa getting into an FA Cup final. And Villa have already beaten Manchester City this season in the Premier League and beaten them well. And I expect City to... I don't know, actually. That's probably jumping the gun a little bit and doing a disservice to Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. But Unai Emery concentrating on his season. But you know that discussions are going on behind the scenes. And it is a concern. Rashford's form now, looking at this, I would say is of the... let's just say... I would say Rashford's form is concerning. Very, very concerning. For the likes of Manchester United and indeed Aston Villa, if they're looking to look at buying him more permanently. And again, whichever way the transfer window goes this summer, it's still going to be an absolute merry-go-round. And some deals that look done, and this is the point I'm trying to make with Zubimendi and Arsenal, some of these deals that look done, I think are not. I think we're going to get plenty of gazumping. And it does look like every single Premier League team is in for all of the same players. Talking about just Manchester United and everything that's going on with the likes of Liam Delap and Matheus Cunha. Every single decent sides in the Premier League who are competing at the highest level is what Man United are up against as well. You look at Cunha and you look at Newcastle wanting him, Nottingham Forest wanting him, Chelsea, obviously as well. You've got Arsenal that have had an interest in Matheus Cunha. Also, there are a number of different clubs and across into Europe as well for Matheus Cunha. It's going to be the same old story for all of them. So I think it's going to be an interesting one to see who makes the first move this window. I expect it to be Chelsea, Manchester City because of the Club World Cup. And I think the sort of the transfer merry-go-round that they always say, once one club makes a big move, everything follows suit. I expect it to get going a lot earlier this season because we've got no international games, we've got no tournaments, nothing's going to get in the way. Even Ruben Amorim has spoken about this summer being so key for so many clubs, and particularly United, in setting foundations for our future at United, but also for other clubs as well, having so much time this summer to get deals done. But obviously, being so many players available, it's going to be a mad frenzy. It really is. I want to get into the games from yesterday as well, because there's a lot of reports going around how the Premier League is just petering out into absolute boredom and nothing right now. Again, like, what is going on? I'm going to go to the chat first of all, but want to talk about, obviously, Forest dropping points again and Arsenal dropping points again. It's the same old thing. Liverpool can lose as many games as they want, it would seem, now from now until the end of the season. So we're going to move on to that next because no one's challenging them. It's like everybody's given up, and that's it. I live in Stockport, and they are going really well. Get great support at the ground extension. Stockport are doing good, actually. Philip says, Adam, I think Trent would fit right in at Real Madrid. Progress nicely. The fact that they are struggling for a right back as well does sort of lead you down them lines, doesn't it, also? I think the fact that Carvajal is coming to an end, they've obviously got Valverde playing now, who is a natural midfielder. I think it fits. A free transfer would be lucrative to Trent Alexander-Arnold as well, because he's going to get a big payout as well. So he's going to get a massive signing on fee. So he'd be a multi-millionaire like he's not already. And obviously be challenging for the best trophies that there is with Real Madrid. You know that. That comes as a staple, doesn't it? Please give the video a like as well if you're liking the content, everybody. Bit of an extension from the show from FUTV this morning. If you are here on Football Talks for the first time, we do a paper round every Sunday morning round about this time, so make sure that you're here. And if you have got paper stories you want to talk about, or you've seen something that you think is an interesting read, bring it up in the live chat so we can talk about it. If United did things right the last 10 years, we'd be on at least 22 titles, says Manny. A few people talking about Liverpool getting their 20th title in the chat there. Henry saying exactly the same. Barbara's triggered a conversation there. Alonso would be a one I would listen to because he's been there and done it. I wonder what that conversation is about. Can't be about managers because we're trusting Ruben, aren't we, at United? Let's see. What else have we got in here right now? It's not Rashford. It's not Rashford from it's not Rashford's form that's concerning. It's his ability or lack of which is why United are stuck with him. That's quite damning from Andrew there, that one, isn't it? Adam, this summer, Cunha and Trincao, nothing surer. That's Manny. He's gone full on in there. He's committed to it. Salah wanted 400 a week. Yeah, that's what he's going to get. And Klopp, his mentor, managing him. I'm not sure what that's about either. Adam, would you have the Southampton goalkeeper? Would I have Aaron Ramsdale at Manchester United? Yes, over Andre Onana. No, in terms of other options that are out there, is my honest answer to that one. That is how I look at it. I mean, Ramsdale is better than Onana. 100% he's better. But I think Bayndé is better than Onana. And we don't need to pay for Bayndé because we've already got him. I think Vitek is better than Andre Onana. And we don't have to pay for him because we've already got him. So, yes, Ramsdale, better, yes. But other options for Manchester United out there. Right, going into the games yesterday, Arsenal give it away. The stories are all over the papers as well. A real gift. Arsenal prepare for Real Madrid by dropping points to Brentford as Liverpool edge closer to Premier League title. The biggest cakewalk ever into lifting a title. Forest, Arsenal. It's a continuation. Like the top 5 teams right now are, form-wise, is pretty poor. Even Liverpool losing last week to Fulham. And then going into this weekend's game after seeing more points dropped by the teams directly beneath them. It's honestly the most boring end to a Premier League title race I have ever known. It is crap. And obviously if you're a Liverpool fan, you're loving it because it is that cakewalk and it is obviously easy, and the guarantee of lifting a trophy is always going to be like right up there for every single fan. And we'd take it every single season, wouldn't we? But come on, you've got to have a little bit of excitement, don't you? You really do. I mean, when you look at, let's just, for instance, bring up this league table right now so I can just go through it. Right, so Aston Villa probably were the biggest winners yesterday. Manchester City moved into 4th in the table, into Champions League places again, obviously after that win against Crystal Palace. That was a bit of a turnaround, wasn't it? That was a turnaround for Man City in that game. When I looked at that and I seen it, I thought, I might turn this on actually, because I was out and about yesterday morning and then I seen the score come up 2-0 to Crystal Palace. I was like, woof, I might just turn this on here. As soon as I turned the TV on, second half, City just ran away with it completely. They got 2 goals back and then the second half was completely dominant from them. So big win for Manchester City, moving them into 4th. Obviously, Aston Villa getting their win at Southampton after a sluggish start puts them into Champions League places in 5th now. And it's over to Chelsea and Newcastle today, really. And also, realistically, Fulham. I mean, wow. Fulham right now, if they win their game, they're only 3 points away from the Champions League places. And that's a game in hand that Fulham have got. So them beating Liverpool, really in a good run of form as well. Brighton on 48 points as well. They're not too far away, and we'll think, you know what? We're only 6 points away from them Champions League places. Aston Villa have got big games coming up as well. Chelsea have got big games coming up. And you look at it and you go, right, okay. Looking from Liverpool there, 73 points. Game in hand on Arsenal, who are 10 points behind them. And you're thinking Liverpool are going to win their game in hand. That's 13 points. That pretty much confirms that Liverpool are going to be the champions. They already are anyway. And everybody's now starting to drop away a little bit. I mean, Manchester City now are only 2 points off Nottingham Forest, who are in third. And all of a sudden, do you look at Nottingham Forest starting to get a little bit shaky and start to drop off again? Now points are being dropped. This is the concerning thing, because that's 2 defeats in a row for Nottingham Forest right now. That's 2 draws in a row for Arsenal. And obviously Manchester City's form, I mean, they've got 2 wins in the last 5. Aston Villa are the form team in that top 5 right now, with 4 wins in the last 5. Aston Villa, in fact, in the league have won the last 4. So they're the ones making the march. Chelsea could be right behind them as well if they win. And Newcastle, of course, if they beat United today, they would move right up there into 4th place, only 1 point behind Nottingham Forest, with a game in hand on top of that. So really, when you look at what's happened in the league this weekend, and what the papers are saying there, when you look at it, in the gifts that Arsenal are giving, what you've got to look at is Newcastle, without playing, have clawed it back. If they win today, they go 56 points. And that is 1 point behind 3rd place Nottingham Forest, with a game in hand. So, if Newcastle win their 2 games in hand that they have got, they are in 3rd place outright. And are looking at guaranteed Champions League football near enough. Because their 2 games in hand takes them with 6 games left to play. That's where we're at right now, game week 32. And it's anybody's to go for. But you look at it right now, the top 5, Aston Villa, City, Forest, Arsenal, Liverpool. There's only Liverpool there. Maybe Arsenal on 63 points are just far enough. I mean, Arsenal are 10 points clear now, I think, from losing out. And that, I think, is everything. So, yeah, looking at that, I think Arsenal are safe. But here's one I want to ask the chat right now, actually, going into this. The results that are yesterday, is it the most boring Premier League season ever in terms of the finish for the title? And who is your top 4 going to be? Top 5. Who is the top 5 going to be? Get your answers in the chat right now. We've also had a poll running as well. Would you, as a Liverpool fan, be happy with Mo Salah's contract? 68% of you in the poll have said yes on that one. We're creeping up to 50 likes on the show, everybody, as well. Thank you. Keep liking the video, everyone. Let's get into some chats on this. I'm excited for next season, Babs. Hopefully, we don't have either Rashford or Sancho back in the squad. Ooh, yes. La Liga and the Bundesliga title challenge is on. La Liga, 1 of 3, and Bundesliga, Bayern throwing it all away. Except, yeah, you'd better spectacle, isn't it? A closer run thing, anyway. And I'm talking about the Premier League right now being boring and the title race being a cakewalk for Liverpool. I think that really is not a good advertisement for the Premier League. I mean, it is crap, innit? Newcastle got us today and Palace at home on Wednesday. I think at home, I'd rate Newcastle to beat anybody at home, to be honest. I think they'd want 2 games in hand at home anyway, no matter who it was against. We need a really good start to next season and to not fall behind at any early stage. No, not boring. Many great goals and moments. Football was the winner. Really? You reckon? I don't know. Anyway, get your top 5 in, please. Block has said Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Villa. Stephanie's gone Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Villa, Newcastle. Pretty much the same there. We usually go before the game and after the game, but if we lose, we go to the Holiday Inn where it's quiet. I like that. Match day vibes. Anybody who is at the game on Thursday, I will be there. I think Jay is also coming over as well for the game. And hopefully we're going to meet up at the Central Bay over at Salford Quay. So if there's any United fans over at the game this Thursday, make sure that you come and join us there. That should be good. Come on, get me some more top 5 predictions, everybody, in the chat. The papers have all been about Manchester United today. Sorry to disappoint everybody if you haven't been... there hasn't been any topics other than United, but United are dominant. Even when we're not dominant, we're dominant in one way, and that's off the pitch. We really are. Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Newcastle, Villa, says Mane. Everyone's thinking the same thing. No one thinking Chelsea are going to sneak into the Champions League. No one actually rates Chelsea's chances at all. That's an interesting one. We will see on that one anyway. I'll be there, Adam. See you at Central Bay. Lovely jubbly, mates. I'll get you a pint. Drinks are on me anyway. Any FUTV, that's a thing actually. If any FUTV subscriber or anyone who's at the game comes over, I will get you a drink on Thursday if you're out and about. Promise you. Let's everyone turn up now. Man United are the media's cash cow. They certainly are, buddy. They certainly are. Nobody has come up with any other stories that you've seen in the papers. Actually, does anyone read the papers anymore? As in, go out and buy the paper, or do you just read it online? Are we in an age now where it's just all read offline and not go out to the shop? There's something about the paper, isn't there? Like the old days when we used to go out and buy them. I just think that it's just changed, hasn't it? The whole world has changed. I used to love the papers. It used to be everything. I remember when I was on holiday back in the early days and I was waiting for United News to come out, I would be like going to the shop while I was on my holidays because we didn't have mobile phones then either. I would go to the shops and get the paper just to read all of the headlines and find out what's actually going on. You had to wait for the paper to come out. It is. Yeah, it's dangerous, Block. So I'll just get you one instead then, mate, yeah? We'll see. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people about anyway. Good vibes anyway before the match. Hopefully it's good vibes after the match for Manchester United. And hopefully that's the same again today. I'll be back at lunchtime today, everybody. So please join us there on FUTV. We'll be building up to the game versus Newcastle. There is going to be a special today. A warm-up on Big Up as well before kickoff. So like an hour before kickoff, we're going to be live taking your calls in the build-up to the game, going over the game and everything that's going to happen. We're going to change it up today as well. So extra content coming your way before the game as well today. So make sure that you're there on that one. So if you want to come on and have your say and talk about the game, then please do join us on Big Up later on. I'll tell you more about it on FUTV when we do the warm-up later on as well, everybody. So make sure that you are there. I love you all. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the likes. Thanks for all the comments, members, and obviously members and everything that's going on today. Please do make sure that you get across to the shows later on as well. And we will see what happens today with Newcastle. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you all in a bit. Have a great day. Please give the video a like. Make sure you subscribe to Football Talk.